All right, guys, we need to talk about the Batman. Not
The
Batman,
Batman.
not the Dark Knight, not the Batman Begins, not the Batman this, not the Batman versus Superman, but just the Batman.
The hell are you supposed to be? I'm vengeance.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. I'm curious what um, Twilight guy is bringing to the table as Batman. Uh, people are a lot of people have been giving it a lot of shit because it's him.
Robert Pattinson, yeah.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson. But I think he has the look. He has the Batman look. He just has to cast aside the sparkly vampire stigma, and I think this is his best avenue to do it. Uh, I'm curious about the new Penguin. He's not like the circus freak that the penguins of previous movies or TV shows. And Riddler's, I'm not. I'm on the fence about how Riddler is being portrayed here. So yeah. What about you guys?
So I know for me, whenever this movie first got announced, because it was just so shortly after we had heard Ben Affleck was on the edge about he had. I think it was just shortly after he had decided to step down as being the director for the original Batman origin story that they were going to try and not origin story, Batman movie they were going to go with in connection with the Snyderverse. But first and foremost, Matt Reeves being on it was a big sell for me. I mean, again, Planet of the Apes, as you mentioned before, Jason, like he absolutely killed it on those.
Oh,
The
yeah,
second
yeah,
thing,
definitely.
which I had not been able to see for a while, was that Matt Reeves was like, I'm going to focus on Batman. One, it's Batman Year One, which is one of the best comics and one of the best animated movies that DC has made. But the fact that they were going to focus on Batman actually being a detective, which I think has been very poorly done throughout the movies. Like, even this Nolan version, Batman wasn't a good detective. He was just really strategic, more so, or than he was actually like investigative. So being able to see
Mm-hmm.
a kind of detective noir variation of it was
Yeah, yeah.
already really interesting to me. And I know a lot of people complain, just like JP. And then on top of it with the Robert Pattinson thing. But even whenever they announced whenever Robert Pattinson was, I didn't know, for me, like literally the first time I read it, I was like, really? Robert Pattinson? But then I remembered, this dude has done a bunch of independent movies
Oh, yeah.
since freaking Twilight. And the dude clowns on Twilight. So if you already know that your movie is garbage and you actually know how to express yourself, and you've done this in other independent movies, and then we've seen him now in Tenet as well, like, the dude's a good actor. He's legitimately a good actor. Like, I'm not going to throw him under the bus off of one terrible, it was a terrible book series, let alone a terrible movie, but he got money. So at least this isn't a money grab for him. So he's actually like really trying to put it in.
Yeah.
So kind of putting that in together, I thought was dope. And then when the trailer hit, I was like, okay, we're hitting it, because it's still giving us young Batman. Like JP said, he's got that fresh, young, 31-year-old look that you want.
Batman Year 1, Year 2.
Exactly. That's where that's where Batman was at that point, which was great. And then you saw the cast list. I mean, freaking Lenny Kravitz, Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman in it. I forgot who they cast as Penguin, and then who was it that they cast as Riddler? I can't look it up real quick.
Colin Farrell.
Exactly. Like, so you're getting, because of the way that Colin Farrell's it. And look, it's not going to be a good comparison, but whenever he played what's its name, Bullseye in that first really terrible Daredevil movie. Like whenever he was just kind of like insane and just not giving a shit about what it was that he was doing. Like I feel like we're gonna get that kind of Colin, except for like more exact, somewhere between Colin in Bruges with Colin from that Daredevil movie to be able to show as the Riddler in this. And I think being able to get that kind of middle ground Irish American-ish kind of look, it's going to set gangbusters forward. And I trust Matt Reeves to put together a storyline that makes sense. And then even having Commissioner Gordon played by what's his name from he was in Hunger Games and he was in he was in the Bond movies as well too.
Jeffrey Wright.
Wright.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, Jeffrey Wright, of course.
Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon. Like whenever you put Jeffrey Wright in a movie, I will almost always watch it.
Yeah.
Almost always. Like he can do no wrong in a movie. So seeing the trailers and seeing it all put together, and you get this gruff but not he's battle ridden, but it's not like a young a young Gordon like we got for Gotham and what we got for the show Gotham, and it's not an old riddled one that we've typically gotten. It's somewhere right in the middle. I mean, I am so sold on seeing this movie when it comes out in 2022.
Right. Just to interject. Sorry. Colin Farrell will be playing possibly Cobblepot, aka the Penguin.
Oh, that's right.
Okay. Yep.
Wait, who's playing Riddler then?
I think Paul Dano.
Yeah.
Paul Dano. Okay, Paul Dano from There Will Be Blood. That dude again. Even better. Like I said, the casting is amazing for this.
Yeah.
On paper, it is amazing.
Yeah, it's inspired casting. There's no doubts about that. Robin Pattinson, if someone comes up to you and says, I don't think he's any good for this role because of the vampires at Twilight, that says more about the person than it doesn't say about him, because he's been in so much other stuff.
Right.
And if you think that's the only thing he's been into, then you truly haven't been out much to see movies, because it's not like when Leo DiCaprio started taking on really serious roles. Oh, he's the guy from Titanic. If you'd seen all of Leo's work, even before Titanic, he showed he was a serious actor, right?
What's eating Gilbert Grape and all that stuff.
And as far as Colin Farrell is concerned, if you're going to do Colin Farrell from In Bruges, I am there. That's one of my favorite movies, right? In Bruges is one of my favorite movies. And again, Paul Dano, that's inspired casting. Jeffrey Wright, you can't go wrong with him in any role. So I'm with you on the casting. It's inspired.
And Andy Serkis is playing Alfred.
So this is so many wins. It's so many wins on paper. On paper, it looks so good, but it's still Warner Brothers, so and the fact that this is also Earth 2, like this is one of the parts. Sorry to interrupt you, Jason, but this is one of the parts that I still love, because DC already has created their multiverse. And now they're allowed to have to compete multiverse. We have to remember that they have a multiverse that they have to work off of, because this Batman is not the same as Batflex, but we're also going to get possibly Michael Keaton Batman into this. Like, we're getting a mixture of Batflex, Michael Keaton Batman, and Robert Pattinson Batman. I don't remember it because off of what happens off of The Flash. So there's still a lot that goes into this that is really, like, this is a really unique situation that Warner Brothers has a chance to make up a lot of mistakes, but I have no trust in them to not mess this up by some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Yeah, the overriding thoughts came from watching that trailer was, this is another dark Batman. And that was the tone of the tone was very strong for me, more so than the actual story. I guess the story about being the detective, because if you raved on about how much you wanted to see this detective, and the opening scene sets that up. Here he is at a crime scene, and it got the darkness. That is the Batman stamp of, that's his thing, right? That's what he's all about. But darkness isn't always good enough. Like, it's got to have a good story. And I thought, okay, we've just seen Ben Affleck, go toe to toe with Joker in the post-apocalyptic world, in Zack Snyder's thing. We've seen him go dark in lots of circumstances. We've been there, done that with the darkness. This film really does need to deliver on lots of other levels for me, because we've just, darkness is great, but we've been there, done that. We've bought the T-shirt. Let's have a really good story. Let's see where this whole detective thing takes us. Happy to see Penguin there. I don't think we've seen him for a long time, since Danny DeVito in the second one of Burton's. The Riddler, we saw Riddler that was
Jim Carrey.
And so, but that's been a while, so we're happy to see those guys come to light. Just deliver more than darkness. I'm sure we will, but that's just my concern with watching that trailer, because I thought, dark, brooding, and...
Let's remind our friends to please click on the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you know when we have new videos out.
Subscribe!
Die.